Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Double Chat News. It's Dan.
It's Yi.
Mike will be back later this week. So, okay, this is pretty funny, right? You know, when you go out at night or back in the day, you know, when I was out in college, you go out on the night on the town, you try to maybe talk to people of the opposite sex, you know, try to strike a conversation.
Mac on some ladies.
Mac on some ladies. And you know, one of the things that men do, you know, is buy women a drink.
Yeah.
It's a conversation starter. It's call it whatever you will. You know, you get the person's attention. It's a compliment, or maybe you want to do something nice. You're like, hey, I want to buy you a drink. Never have I heard this happen.
No. Okay. So this is just so funny. Okay. So this girl, she goes out with her friend. She's 18 years old,
yeah.
right? So she goes out. I mean, I think the drinking age is a little bit lower in Europe. So
yeah.
She's 18, but she's allowed to drink there. And then somebody offers to buy her a drink, and
right.
she's like, oh, okay, thanks. So a lot of times if you're a girl and you go out, you'll find that guys will buy you drinks,
yeah.
right? And so for her, it wasn't like the first time it happened, right? And so she's like, oh, okay, but she was prepared. She already had the money in hand to buy herself a drink, but this guy was like, oh, you're so
right.
pretty, let me buy you a drink. And she's like, okay. And apparently after that, she's like, she doesn't really quite remember, but I guess they exchanged numbers or something like that. And then she forgot about him because he didn't text her for 2 weeks or something,
right.
for a period of time.
Right.
And then finally, she gets a text one day randomly, and it's like, hey, I hope you don't mind, love, but can you transfer me back the 650 pounds? And she's like, who's this? And then he's like, hey, Liam.
From the Viper Room a few weeks ago. I bought you a drink. Can I have the money back for it? We'll give you sort code and account number. I'm guessing that's like the bank number.
Yeah.
First she's like, okay, no worries. What's your bank details?
Yeah.
This is dude, so many funny things about this story. Okay, first of all, this illustrates, it illustrates the time period that we live in now. Okay, it's just like, first of all, she gives him the number. Okay, so like back in the old day, you don't just give out your number like that. So now, and she didn't even give him a fake number. Like she gave him a real number.
No,
so,
for me, I feel like this girl, she comes off.
She's really nice.
She's really nice,
yeah.
You know, because she's like, I'll give you my number, and then afterwards, when he asked for the money, she's like,
yeah,
okay, I'll give it back to you.
At first she was like, I'm not gonna give the money back because she doesn't have to. But she was like, well, what if the guy really needs it? So she actually was like, what if he actually needs that money? Like, and he's in a predicament, you know,
yeah.
Like he needs money for food. Like she doesn't know.
And she's like, for me, it was just a free drink for
yeah.
me, but he could really use that money. And she was like, when they met, she kind of vaguely remembers that he wasn't wearing very nice shoes or something
right.
like that. And she was like, it seemed like he was kind of tight on money.
Right.
So she was like, I didn't want to withhold
yeah.
the money that he might need for food.
Even all her friends were like, I would never give the money back.
A lot of girls would be really mad. They'd be
yeah.
like, you offered to buy me a drink and now you're asking for the money back, then why did you
yeah.
offer in the first place? And just because nothing happened, like,
yeah.
a lot of girls would be offended. They'd be like, okay, so nothing happened, now you want your drink back? This
right.
is really ridiculous.
Right. And a few other parts. So not only is this girl just seems super nice, okay? Gives him a real number, gives him the money back because she thinks he might need it more than her. And her friends were like, recalling that evening. They were like, I don't remember him even being that nice.
Yeah.
And so if that's true and he was rude, so not only was she this nice, but also the guy was kind of rude. I'm like, is this girl just like a saint? And how do you even remember okay, if I bought a girl a drink, I don't remember. Like, so he must have like, you know how you can put notes on your phone? Like she did it, right? She wrote Liam. I do this all the time, by the way. You meet a stranger, by the way, guys, you have to put in the notes. I don't even put in the notes. I put first name, last name, usually first name of the person, and at the last name, I put where and when I met them, just like she did. Liam Viper Reserve, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so he must have been like, what's her name? Abby, bought her a drink. You know, because like,
what if he's doing this to a bunch of other girls too? He's literally, after he spent 100 pounds, and he literally goes back in all his records. He's like, this didn't happen, and I'm short 100 pounds, and I need it for food. So I'm just gonna ask for all this back.
I mean, yes, he'd be the stingiest man alive, and good luck to whoever marries him, because he does not sound like a nice guy. Not even a nice guy. I mean, he might be a nice guy, but he is not a chivalrous gentleman.
No, I mean,
you know?
I don't mind if you don't have money, then don't offer to buy me a drink.
That's right.
Like, give me a glass of water or something, or don't give me anything. That's fine. Just strike up a conversation with me. I don't need a drink from you. And and here's what's funny, because I don't drink any alcohol. I've received random things such as cakes before, and I'm like, well, I mean, that's
it's
okay.
It's the same sentiment.
Yeah,
same sentiment.
that's okay, really. I didn't ask for the cake, but I mean, thank you. But then if this happened, and then they're like, give me back my money, and I was thinking, well, I didn't want the cake in the first place. So.
Yeah, you gave me that cake. And here's the other thing. I'm not sitting here like, dude, this day and age, I think there's a lot of women who are even okay with you not buying them a drink in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with also going up to somebody and being like, oh, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm so-and-so, blah, blah. Like, you know, people, it's like today, like you don't have to do that, you know?
Yes, not buying a drink
is acceptable.
Is acceptable, but buying someone a drink and then asking the money back, way less acceptable. Yeah. So I don't know what this guy's deal is. It was nice of the girl to give him back the money. She seemed really chill because she wasn't even like, why? She wasn't even like, why are you asking for it back? Yeah. She was like, oh, okay, like, no worries. What's your bank details? Like,
oh my gosh.
Like, she comes off as this really chill person.
She really does.
Really chill, you know?
She really does. And I think she's a really cool girl. She seems just like happy-go-lucky, and her friends are more like, what the heck? I would never do that. And she was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. You know, he needs the money back. I'll give it to him back.
Yeah. So I don't know. At the end of the day, she was able to laugh about it, and I think that that's really cool because somebody else might have been offended by this.
Definitely. And she definitely, on this text message, she does one of my pet peeves, which is, if you look at it in the top left corner, she has 63 unread messages. That's one of my pet peeves. You know my Gmail, when I first saw your Gmail account, I'm not gonna tell them how many unread emails you had, because it's like, I was like, like, oh my gosh, I have a zero balance email, meaning I literally, like, every day I clean out my mailbox, every single day.
I respectfully ask you to get off your high horse.
It's just, for some reason, I'm like, why can't you just read those messages? Like 63 unread messages.
Well, maybe, sometimes you let them slip and then other things happen.
Or maybe I'm not as popular. Anyways, guys, let us know if this ever happened to you, ladies, or if you're a guy and you ever asked a girl, or like, or this is, you know, it happens sometimes, right? You hear this all the time too. Like, a guy gives a girl a gift, like they're in a relationship and then they break up and he asks for it back. Happens all the time. But that's not even as bad as this, because well,
yeah.
You know what? That's bad too. Like, you gave your girlfriend a gift, you guys break up, do not ask for your gift back. That's the most tacky thing, but that you hear all the time. This you don't hear about because usually a gift can be a large amount of money.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So I could see. £650. I've never heard of this before. Never ever.
The fact that he was sober enough to do this, like, and he remembered her, and then he remembered the amount. Gosh. Wow, like that's.
You remember the amount. So guys, anyways, let us know what you think. Thanks again for watching. See you later.